Alright, everyone, and welcome back to Trade Tycoon Tanks. As we continue on, so I have definitely, uh, they have rebalanced this game in such a way that is absolutely ridiculous. I love it, but at the same time, I definitely should have paid attention to the fucking patch notes a little better. I definitely was not prepared for the changes that were made through the previous updates. But hey, we live, we learn, and I'm glad that we did. I'm playing the game on the side as well, just trying to learn some of the more intricate nature of the changes that they have made in the balancing. Basically, what they've done is they've made tanks go into obsolescence a lot earlier and a lot sooner, and so they've created the situation like right now, like I need to get rid of this, I need to get rid of this, I need to just get rid of a lot of these places. Canada, what are you're calling for Vanguard tanks, so I'll keep you. You're still using Vanguards. You're still using Vanguards, which I might actually be able to lobby to replace those, which we'll be able to pick those up as a preliminary next step. But yeah, so tanks go into obsolescence much earlier than they originally did. Also, there's more incentive for nations to replace their old tanks, and there's just been a lot of changes where it's like, oh, okay, they've in some ways made it easier and harder to get contracts, but you have to get the contracts through the necessary routes. Also, resource holdings. I did not realize how important these were going to end up being. But we do want to pick these up sooner rather than later. I'm probably going to try to make the money to do that soon as possible. But we are going to need a loan here very soon in order to get ourselves forward. So we now have these, thank you. We are producing this contract for the Mark 1B ones, but we do have the Mark 1B2s available as well now. And in regards to this situation here, so the Mark 1 hull with the as long as we don't get too crazy with it, with the Warhorse tracks, can fit the improved sponson, the improved male sponson. However, the Mark 5 hull, for example, cannot fit the improved male sponson with the Warhorse tracks. The best you can get is the composite sponson, and then if you want to maximize its efficiency, you just plug up the machine gun ports on a male version, and then you have, of course, the improved female sponson that you can fit on the Mark V. So there are some distinct changes that they've made, because previously you could, if you altered this design a little bit, you could get this light enough that you could put it on this hull with the Warhorse tracks, but you can't do that anymore. And then, of course, the tadpole, I was not prepared for how bad the tadpole is. The tadpole is actually pretty trash, but the parts that come on it, the parts of the component, or the component, or these the parts, and then this the component, I forget. But the point is the upgrades that come with it are actually half decent. So these can actually improve the other design stuff very well. So there is some stuff that we're gonna want to get, but yeah, we definitely have learned. We have in fact learned. I'm gonna go ahead and let us go into bankruptcy real quick. Canada wants Vanguard tanks. Okay. So I'm not. Do I even have an exploitation tank design? I do, but are they gonna want it? Oh, wait. I actually don't have that design right now. I need to research it. Huh. All right. Well, let's go ahead and do that. So we'll take the contract from the Canadians, and we will go ahead and build out 15 of these bad boys for the Canadians. And as you can see, our Mark 1 A2s, we can max out the price, max out the deadline, and we're golden. Yeah, we're only selling 15 tanks, but you know what? Screw it. I don't care. Money is money. All right, so we just went into bankruptcy, so let's go ahead and get the loan. Boom. That will tide us over. And then we will be able to finish up this contract very soon. Let's go ahead and order in more material. We always need to make sure we're ordering in as much material as we can. But we also need to be mindful of our total maximums. Let's go ahead and not order in this because we do need to get more medium carbon steel in. We have plenty of iron. All right, so we now have all the Fusilier tanks for this. Let's go ahead and pick that. And let's go produce our A2s. We're going to go ahead and produce, well, we don't have the medium carbon. So we'll just produce the 15 we need for the contract and leave it at that. And then once we can get more medium carbon in, oh, the British just hit us with the resupply contract for this. Okay. Very nice. We'll go ahead and accept that real quick. Go ahead and rectify that design. And then now we have an exploitation tank available. All right, and then again, we need more medium carbon steel. Okay, we'll pick it up from Asia. And then we will pick up... Actually, no, don't pick up any of that. Pick up 33K. Yeah. I think that's a good metric to go off of. And then, just because we are ordering it, we'll just top off our other resources. All right, so that's good. That's good. We build more tanks. America wants exploitation tanks. I would love to see good numbers. Okay, so the protection's kind of a problem, but because mobility, firepower, or soft firepower and reliability is high, these are going to sell pretty decently. So that's good, but we already have 2 contracts that we're focusing on, so I want to finish those out before anything further. Alright, so we got the 15 tanks we need for that. Let's go ahead and order up. So, okay. So we need 30. I would like to produce 60 just so I can have a small stockpile available of tanks, and then we can order in more material to replenish our stocks. So we'll go ahead and get 40K of this. We'll just take all of this. I know I'm going to be paying a little bit of a higher price here, but that's fine. And then we'll just order 1,000 glass just to top that off. Boom, there we go. All right, looking good. Mark 5 hull is researched. All right, cool. So the next thing we need to do is we need to get these three things. So the Mark V A and B will utilize the old armor plating, the RHA steel. The FHA steel will come later because I do want to research some firepower upgrades because right now we're very limited in firepower. So I do want to research here a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get AP munitions, improved naval gun, anti-infantry rounds, and then I'm going to go down this route as quickly as possible and then go from there. So, yeah. I think that's our best first step. We need to ship out the 15 for the Canadians real quick, so let's go ahead and get those shipped out. Thank you, Canada. And then we'll finish up the 30 for the Brits. And this is the restock that we were looking at earlier anyways, so it's good for us. All right. So the 30 tanks for the Brits, restock that battalion. All right, so let's take a look. So they still have a couple battalions equipped with the Protos, and they still have a battalion equipped with the A1s. So the A2s will slowly replace these, but they are getting the heavy fusillade. So heavy fusillade is going to be a priority. Yeah. And the Americans have also adopted the heavy vanguards. So what have you adopted? You have not adopted anything else yet. What have you adopted? You have not adopted anything else yet. Okay. Honestly speaking, at this point in time, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of our Russian trading office, and I'm just going to focus the Brits, the Americans, and the Canadians just to keep ourselves more centered and not overstretch. Because that will definitely become an issue if we allow it to. Yeah, more contracts are nice, but honestly speaking, it's just going to hurt us in the long run. So, with the fixed turret, we'll go for the improved female sponson first. What machine guns? Are we running the... Yes, we are running the machine gewehr. Let's clean up our stuff real quick. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of these components. This and this. I'm gonna go ahead and just get rid of that stuff. I'm gonna get rid of this. Get rid of this. Just clean up our registry of hulls and whatnot. And then we also need to go ahead. So, again, clone. Do not go ahead and just so improved mobility, reduced protection and crew, but honestly honestly speaking, I'm going to go with the improved mobility. And then honestly speaking, you know what? I'm going to try with the flush cupola. I'm going to try with that. And then, of course, we want to go with the wide slit vision ports. And then this will be the Mark V-B. This will be the Mark 5A. Oh, I didn't even look at this. Oh, wait, okay, that's actually the one we want anyways. So Mark 5A. Boom, boom, boom. Increase the crew performance. Try to make it more of a just a little more robust overall. I think crew, like, sacrificing a little bit of protection for crew performance is not a big deal. All right, so cool. That's good to go. And then we're working on the fixed turret. And then we'll engineer the fixed turret to our liking. And then... all right. Well, we're not getting any... contracts right now, which is kind of annoying, but it's not that big of a deal. All right. Research. All right, so improve female. Where do we get the... where do we get the voice tubes from? Because voice tubes are actually a huge fucking bonus. So... I don't know where we get voice tubes from again. I just don't remember. But it's fine. Actually, did we get them off of this? Yes, we got them off the central cab. Okay. So we kind of wasted some points, I think, or some time engineering these. But you know what? Whatever. We'll just leave it as is. And then with this, I fucked that up. Damn it. I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, go ahead. Put those bad boys on. And then the speaking tubes, they reduce the requirement on the commander, so it's always good to get. Alright, there we go. Should have cloned it, but, you know, it is what it is. It's not like it's a huge hurt to us right now. Alright, that's central cab done, which that's good. Let's go into the design bureau real quick because we do still have the B1. We can send that to the archive. And then with the Mark 1, we'll be able to heavily upgrade it once we have the improved female sponson, the composite sponson. The composite sponson is actually a huge deal for the Mark 1 male, just from the perspective that it does increase its overall capability. And so it is a huge help to it. It's not as necessary on the Mark 5. So yeah, boom, boom. We just got a bunch of research to get through. Have we actually... No, we are close, but no cigar. Let's check our trading partners real quick. Tank Corps. Unfortunately, we can't lobby with the Canadians, so we really do need to lobby with the Canadians. But we do need to get those contracts. The Americans have not expanded their tank forces yet, so And then the Brits are still rolling strong, which, again, they've, like... It would be nice if we could be like, hey, we got a better version of this. We have a better tank that you could use instead of the original OG prototype that we rolled out, you know, initially speaking. Ah, there we go. Okay, cool. So we'll be able to roll this out plenty quickly. And we're still, yeah, we're still in a great position. I actually want to go ahead and go to the legal department, and I want to go ahead and get this, and I want to go ahead and I don't really care about that, but getting the insight just to keep an eye on, well, actually this might be more important. Yeah, let's go ahead and get this. So we'll get decreased score for our enemies or our rival companies, and then we'll also increase the amount of tanks per contract. And then as soon as we do this contract, we'll go ahead and knock out 48. So production wise, we can actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go to the max with it. And then we'll just fill in where we can. But yeah, as soon as we do this contract, we'll get our holdings sorted. Because those, we do need to get those online. Alright, cool. There's the tanks for the contract. Boom. And then we need to order more material in. So order that in first, and then let's go ahead and get the steelworks and the ironworks. Alright, and then there's improved female sponson, so we can start developing our heavy Mark 5B. Which, by the way, actually, real quick, what do you have? Okay, you don't have the speaking tube, so I want to redesign this real quick. I want to redesign this. There are speaking tubes on there. That's that. That's that. That's that. Boom, boom, boom. Develop. Okay, cool. So we'll be able to get that out of the way real quick. And then we can start developing the design. Oh, that's right. It's not cumulative. Well, actually, no, it is cumulative. Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot. So, in reality, we could get this down to 5 by having it in the hull. That's fine, though. We'll make him a gunner, of course, a driver, gunner, mechanic, or gunner, mechanic. All right, cool. And then, again, unfortunately, we only have the 2 ammunition types, which we do need to fix that. So here we go. 71 on the crew performance. These are all base values. 71, 98, 330, 21, 188, 63, 67. So looking pretty solid. This Fusilier tank, or female tank, if you want to call it that. Oh, did I use... I could have swore I used... Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. I thought I selected this. I apparently did not. I am glad I realized that, as that would have sucked. That would have been no bueno. Alright. Well, let's fix this. So, again, gunner... gunner mechanic. Boom, there we go. Alright, there we go. Now, as I was going to point out, this almost has the same score as our Mark 1 A2. So, getting a good baseline score without any real, like, heavy modification. So, that's good for us. And that's that contract. So we've got a good thing going for us right now. Nothing I particularly want. Like, I've kind of got all the components that I want. Like, the German components tend to outperform the French components. There are a couple French components that are decent, but generally speaking, the German components outcompete them. All right, so amend this 848 for the 5B, which perfectly reasonable in my book. We'll hold off on developing the okay. So how much better would it be for us to knock a bunch of these out? So we could max out the time, we can max out everything, and we're going to be hitting all the metrics. Yeah, it's a cheaper design, and we could theoretically make more money. What could we... Hold on, what could we theoretically make off of the B1 or the 1B2? Alright, so that is technically going to be better economically. So, alright, screw it. We'll, we don't need to do a heavy fusillade for this. So, we'll just do the regular fusillade. Fuck it. Alright. And then let's go ahead and stop the production line on this. And again, how many? 53. Go ahead and get that production started, and then we need to definitely order more material. Because if we don't, we're gonna be a little shit out of luck. Oop, that's not what I wanted. Then just order all that. Cool. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Canada wants Vanguard tanks? Well, don't have to ask me nicely. Alright, let's check the... Yeah, so we're still ahead of the Hector designs by a lot overall, so let's go ahead and make a crap ton of money off of the Canadians, because we already have the tanks in storage. Okay, hold on. I got 31 of these bad boys. I just sold 20 to the Canadians. But I don't want to miss out on... Okay, hold on. Alright, so sell those. Okay, so 83 days. If I balance this, I might be able to just do it. No problem. And still get the maximum number. So I have 11. What's the max number they want? 28? I might be able to do it. Might just be able to do it. Alright, so we've got that finished up. Let's get over here. Let's start researching the firepower stuff. Let's get down to brass tacks. Let's get over to engineering. Engineer up this this combo mount. Clone. Do that. The utility door. Is the utility door better? Yes, it actually is. Sacrificing 2 crew comfort for a bunch of extra protection that we're not going to get from other doors. Yeah, that's perfectly fine to me. And then this also gives a shit ton of repairability. So yeah, we like that. Like that a lot. So go ahead, get that building. All right. Then that's done and ready to go. We have 20 days left on that. So I want to make sure that we get that contract as well. So again, we're going to wait until the very end, pick it up. All right, so now let's go ahead and get the 5A going. All right, so now what does this put our overall crew requirements? Because I only want 7 crewmen. 7 seems to be the break point for this hull overall. So if I can prevent myself from going over 7 too hard, that would be good. So if I go ahead and seal these up like so. And then I turn this into a mechanic. We cover all of our bases very well. Now the question is, how does this, after I load in munitions and everything else, how does this compare to the A2? Yeah, I think we can make that work. Now, this is right on the cusp of being overweight. Like, it is right freaking there. Wow. I did not realize how close we were going to get with this. But, hey, it works. It's good. And I appreciate it. I also fucked that up. So, hold on. No. In this line of work, we clone. Yes, I almost did that. That would actually would have sucked to delay for no good reason. $5A. Actually, wait. Is there a way to... No, there isn't. No, there isn't. Okay, so... It's all good. It's all good. There's no way. Like, until... Unless I'm able to drop this to where I only need 1 commander in the entire tank, there's no way for me to do that. Yeah, I would not be able to get it down to... 7 is the bare minimum right now. But that's fine by me. And as we can see, basically cut the time in half, which... What? Why did this all of a sudden gain a shit ton of points? What? What? I'm confused. I have no idea. I don't know. I can't tell you. That was definitely under 1,000 when we looked at it first, the first time. Like, that was definitely under 1,000. So I have no fucking clue. Let's go ahead and order in more stuff from Asia. So we want 17k of this, and then we should be able to get 20, 15, not 16, 15,000. Yeah, okay, cool. Boom, boom, boom. Good across the board. So we just need to keep an eye on that contract. As soon as these come in, we'll go ahead and accept the contract. All right, cool. And we completed that contract for the Canadians. Let's go ahead and pick up this contract for the Americans. And then be looking snazzy. So I should be good here. Ah, not the production hall, you bastards. Oh my god. That's extra time that I do not have. Oh, fuck. You assholes. Stop blowing holes in my ship. Alright, well, that was a bunch of extra time that I really did not want to try to make up. Alright, let's go ahead, since we do have the extra time, we'll send these out the El Cheapo way. Oh, not that button. This button. Thank you. Alright, cool. So we have the AP munitions. Let's go ahead and get the improved naval gun. Alright, so production complete. We have all of the tanks that we need for that, and then for this, we are going to need, so 19 would be 30 minus 2, 17. There we go. Alright, and then for our stockpile of tanks, we will go ahead and start, oh, they want heavy fusillades. Okay, I can probably do that. Wait, okay, so 18 days. So this production, barring any delays, will complete. Boom, then we can go ahead and throw this on. 330. Just do 20. All right, so we'll produce 20 of those tanks. Actually, real quick, let's offload the tanks that we've just produced. Offload them using the... you know what? I'll take the hit on some money for just getting that out of the way quickly and decisively. And then with the 5Bs... so that's going to be 20 tanks. Let's produce 40 of them. So that'll give us a head start, and then we'll produce 20 of the 5As. So we'll keep a stockpile of 20 5Bs and 5As. around, just to be able to give us the wiggle room that we need for these contracts that are going to be coming in for the heavy tanks. All right, and then we can go ahead, keep progressing down the line, because we want to get we definitely want to get the soft munit, or we want to get the firepower handled now and get it out of the way. Because the sooner we can do that, the better we can just make these tanks in general. Now, structure-wise, so as shown before, this tank with these tracks, it's just not gonna work long term. But unfortunately, these tracks suffer from mobility like crazy, and so, honestly speaking, I don't think there's many improvements we could potentially make. We might be able to make some improvements to the Warhorse tracks with the components that we get from these. Like, we might, like honestly speaking, these components put on the Warhorse might just save the Warhorse and give us the advantage that we need. Maybe. Actually, let me go to here. Okay, so 3081 and these might just, the low friction road wheels might just save the Warhorse tracks. So we definitely, after we get firepower, which 1 2 3 1 2 3, we'll stop at the anti-infantry rounds for right now because we need to get these. So we'll knock boom boom boom. Yeah, okay, so we'll knock this out, get the best fuel we can, get these tracks, improve the Warhorse, and then we'll be able to make it so the Warhorse can actually carry the slight extra weight that is going to be involved with the tank. Alright, so they want heavy vanguards. What are we going to be able to get out of the heavy vanguards? 638. Okay. What's the Ajax Mark 1 coming in? 322. So we can, in fact... Oh, 322. My bad. Okay, so we can knock back a decent amount of cash. If we... Okay. So, once we have the 20, we'll go ahead and cancel the production and just immediately divert into, which we're going to have to order more fucking material before I forget again. I'm always forgetting this. Let's order from the Middle East because we definitely need more medium carbon steel. Like, we're severely lacking on it. 31,000, 14, 27,000, and then we'll just pull in 30K. I think that should cover us. Now the British want trench clearing tanks. I do not have a trench clearing tank available, but that's fine. The heavy tanks are where the big money is going to be made. Shit. I accidentally hit the space button. Okay, well, fuck. Alright, I guess we're not canceling that. I fucked that up. Whoops. Sorry. It's fine. We'll survive. Just not as min-maxy. Oh, and we can also hire a new administrator, so let's go ahead and get him. He's actually going to be a big help in our administration office because he's going to give us extra lobbying that we're going to be able to do. Heavy vanguards? Hey, I literally was just talking about these. All right, 338. All right, and then we're going to need 35 of these bastards. Let's get over to production. Cancel. Okay, so I'm going to need 35. So 35, 55. 55 gives me the extra 20 that I want to have on hand. And then we order more material. Jesus fucking Christ. Can't keep enough of the stuff around, I'll tell you. It's a good plan. It's a good problem to have, though. Let's be honest. If you're using our material to actually sell stuff, it seems like a good problem to have. Alright, and let's get this guy in here. So, further reduction to our maintenance costs, but again, the big thing here is the lobbying, which is going to help us immensely. So, which we can actually lobby to replace some of our A1s, but we're not going to go for that just yet. All right, so the anti-infantry rounds are officially in. We need to get down here to this bare minimum. Bare freaking minimum. Because we need to get the improvements on the... Oh my god, they are really going for the heavies. They are going for the heavies. Alright, well... Shit. Alright, let's just get the contract. Max out the time frame. We'll go to 40 for this one. Boom, boom, boom. Do I push it? This could be an amazing freaking contract, but I just don't think I could do it. I just don't think I could do it. Like, it would be an amazing contract to get, but I don't feel comfortable trying to push that hard for it. Like, we're already gonna be scraping our balls on this one, so it's gonna be tight. Alright, and then I need 35 for this. Alright, let's get that contract finished up. Here we go. Boom. And they want more. Like, holy crap, dude. We desperately need to get the improvements to the Warhorse. Desperately. Like, hardcore need those improvements. And then this will produce 20 more, which then we'll have to build another 20 after that, which is fine. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that third contract, which is no problem. Like, we're getting enough contracts to be able to live off of, so we're fine in that regard. But yeah. Like, we're gonna be cutting this one very fucking close. Okay, so then we need to come in here, produce another 25As, which is 50 days. Fuck, this is going to be by the skin of our fucking teeth. Okay, so we're going to ship out the 20 we can right now. This is literally going to be by the skin of our teeth. Because we have the run over time for the contract is enough to get us there, but we're going to have to pay for these last 20 to get where they need to go. And then these guys here, yeah, they're improving their design very quickly. So we'll take we'll take the bits and pieces we're able to, right now, and get this cash coming in. But yeah, we're gonna have to. Oh, brother, it's gonna be so close. Any delay whatsoever fucks us. Any delay whatsoever. Okay. So we literally need this shit to fly as fast as possible. Oh, we are saved. Even if there is a delay on this. Even if there's even a slight delay on it, we're good. Alright, and then we need 30 more. Again, let's go ahead and crank out the 50. Just so we have them, and then we need to order in more material. Jesus criminy. Yeah, we literally ran through our entire stockpile on these few contracts. Like, completely and utterly ran through it. Like, there was no, like, oh, hey, you used a majority of it. No, you ran through it twice. Alright, cool. There's that. Let's go ahead and get the better fuel. The aviation fuel will literally be one of the biggest boons. The improved munitions and all this will also be a huge contributor to improving our scores. And then we need to come here to the Warhorse. Clone. Oh, I thought that would raise the... Oh, well, shit. I thought, and I was wrong. I was very wrong. Well, let's see what we can do with this. Ah, oh, I I fucked that up. Alright, you know what? Let's make sure we're actually using all the improvements. Okay, so it didn't actually increase the limit, unfortunately. Which is fine. But it did improve the Warhorse quite a bit. I'm kind of curious, just for more morbid sake. Can we do this? Oh, we can. We can. So yeah, okay. So it didn't improve it enough. Like the improvements weren't like substantial enough to really actually matter. So the land ship tracks are now the de facto. Yeah, we're just gonna have to go that route, which is fine. We'll just go the funky route. That funky monkey. Um, Jesus Christ. All right. So what actually would be? So fuel, FHA steel, improved male sponson, riveted, improved riveted assembly. These are the upgrades that we need to focus, and also the coastal defense gun, and the Vickers, the heavy machine gun. So yeah, we're just gonna push using the designs we have right now. We're just gonna push and try to heavy vanguards. Okay. We are desperately going to push. Like, can we do it? We shall see. You know what? 30. How many am I producing? I forget how many I set up to produce. So 50. And I'm shipping out 30. So I can probably go a little heavier. I can try at least. Ah, okay, well. Nope. Yeah, I'm... It's fine. We're still making money. Okay. And we go ahead and ship these bad boys out. We'll still have plenty of time to produce the ones for the Americans. Oh my god. They're just like, give us more. 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 Okay. So. Alright. So that contract's done. God damn, dude. They're fiending for tanks. Oh my lord. Now Canada's like, hey, I want some heavies. Okay. So. Like, everybody just wants heavy vanguards. Alright, so it's in the 350s, so 360 is going to be my safe point. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to do the American contract. I'll see if I can do the Canadian contract in a second. Oh, crap. Might have fucked myself a little bit again. God damn it. Okay, so 20. Yeah, yep. I royally fucked myself. I do not think... Fuck. Okay, hold on. Yeah, okay, we're gonna order this from the US. I still have the rubber, still have the... Okay. So this needs to come in quick. Yeah, no. No. We're gonna have to pull it in for Europe. Yep, Europe is gonna have to be the play. This is gonna be very freaking expensive. But I don't really have a fucking choice. Yeah, no, I can't fit that much. And then 20k on that. Okay, so I have 20. I need 40. So I'm not doing the Canadian contract, by the way. That's not fucking happening. And... Alright, so... I need a lot, but I don't need too much more. Okay, so if I do 20 right now, and then I do another round of 20, after I get the material, I should be good. Alright, and then we'll just wait until we get the extra 10 to ship them all at once. Yeah, that contract's not happening. Alright, so we have that. Let's go ahead and get... I want to get this and this, bare minimum. The improved mail sponson, honestly speaking, it would be nice. Well, we have to go through it anyways, so... Yeah, so we'll just focus this like so, and then we'll jump back over to firepower, get the firepower upgrades, and then... Well... Actually, I might just do one more series of tanks without the maxed out firepower. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. But, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call this one here. We will pick this up next week. So I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll talk to you next time. Love you.